If you're someone who's a regular to my channel, you might be wondering why the title of this video suggests pulling a porn star or having any interest in finding a voice that a porn star might find attractive. But let me explain first before we go into it. A couple of weeks ago, I said this on my community site. I said, first 3 video suggestions commented here below, I will make next. Whatever. Lamborghini Centenario sent me a message. How to pull a porn star. And I promised that I would make the video, so I also suggested that maybe that title is going to put people off that are already members of this channel, so it's not going to be conducive. So we kind of hashed around a couple of ideas and come up with Seductive Porn Star Pulling Vocals. And so that's the title of this video. And the first thing I want to say, if you're a subscriber here, this is not necessarily tips and tricks on how to pull a porn star. This is going to be about something you can do with your voice. But also, if you've come here for the first time and you're thinking, great, I'd love to pull a porn star, I think we should address something first before we get started. Is that if you're looking to pull a porn star, I'm curious as to why. I would assume that the idea of pulling a porn star would mean that you might be in the benefit of receiving some good sex, right? And if it's someone you've pulled, it means like you're in a relationship, then you wouldn't have to pay for that sex with a porn star who is clearly good at it and therefore might have a great time in the bedroom or wherever. So if you want to change your voice in order to attract someone who works in the sex industry, why? For starters, perhaps if you wanted to pull a porn star, you might be better off learning how to become one yourself and then circulate in the groups that actively have sex in front of the camera, rather than just changing your voice or trying to sound like something. And 2, it's subjective. Porn stars are still people, right? They might have different tastes as to what they find attractive in a voice. And just on a caveat to that, perhaps if you're looking for great sex, a porn star might be a little bit let down by the fact that you're not so experienced and they do it for a living. A, they might be bored of just having sex with people all the time, and B, they might, if they're not getting paid, and B, you might not just be able to, be up to the mark. So I would have thought that porn stars, if anyone out there, would want a relationship that was a little bit more than just about sex. And so if that is your mission, if that is your aim, to pull a porn star, I'm not sure if I've got the advice for you. However, I'm sticking to my guns and I'm going to finish this video because I said I would. And Seductive Porn Star Pulling Vocals. Right, so we have to assume that the porn star likes a certain type of voice. And what can we assume, since there's so many different types of sex workers who perform these acts on screen and for video and on internet? I don't know. But what I will do is offer you a couple of techniques that I've learned from some of the comments on my other videos, which might actually give you a voice that is a little bit more alluring and perhaps considered sexual. And to do that, I'm going to look at a previous video which I did on Tom Hiddleston. Now, so many people have commented on this channel that Tom Hiddleston's voice is the sexiest voice and he is the sexiest man on the planet right now. And which is great because we can use that. And what I'd like to say is that there's possibly a quality in his voice which is very relaxed and very warm and calming and soothing and makes people feel kind of comfortable in listening to his voice. Of course, when you hear him on the big screen, there's been a lot of texture and sound quality added that really accentuates some of those great sounds in his voice. But he has this kind of relaxed, flowing, kind of really well-spoken RP British accent. And he tends to kind of use his nasal cavity as much as he does his mouth. And so he kind of opens the jaw from the back. And I know that with my glasses and my bald head and my tattoos, when I speak like this, I sound a little bit creepy. But Tom Hiddleston doesn't. So this might not even work for you, even if you were as sexy looking as Tom Hiddleston. My point is, voices that are more attractive are generally ones, and I am generalizing here, but they are generally ones that are relaxed. They show openness. They're not rushed. They take their time. And this idea of relaxation I talk about through most of my videos, but it goes into the way you are. If you're uptight, stressed, tense, and are holding on to tension or doing too much in the gym and are putting tension on your body, it can restrict your voice, make it really tight. And you kind of have a combat with yourself and you're fighting with yourself to express as naturally and freely as you could and find those warmer, deeper, richer tones. Or even a placement which is naturally higher, if that's how your voice is. Because it can get squeezed up there as well as squeezed down here, and it could be held. And so to be able to have a voice that fluctuates naturally and flows is quite sexy, because it suggests you are relaxed and comfortable in your own skin. And there's nothing more attractive to anyone, including porn stars, than someone who is self-confident, able to breathe, and cool, calm and collected. Tension is not attractive. Relaxation is. And it's not just in the way your voice sounds. It's in the way you breathe. It's in the way you consider yourself and your place in the world. So this is only a short video. I had to answer that question, and I had to make this video because, like I said, I promised I would. And if you want to pull a porn star, perhaps start by finding your own self-confidence first. And you can start that by looking at the breath. And if you'd like to have an exercise that will work for the breath more, you can find a video here. Or perhaps you could sign up to my newsletter from my website, vocabilities.com, and sign up to the 1 week on breath course I have there, which is taken from my larger 8-week online course. So hopefully that answers your question, Lamborghini Centenario. And good luck. I'm Darren McStay. This is Improve Your Voice. And until the next time, look after your voice.